I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kurt? I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With, Kurt, dog.
Happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm Who You With, Kurt, dog. Hope everybody had a great day today. It's been a wonderful day for me. I don't know about y'all, but it been a full day today. So let me make sure Instagram is lined up right. I can't remember if I moved my computer earlier. But we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch, and on Instagram. You can actually live chat with us in the chat room. So tonight, a couple of things came out tonight. We're gonna talk about old gangster Ken Paxton, the attorney general here in Texas. He want to waste some more of our tax dollars for a case that's not going to go nowhere. But then we also going to hit about the two cases against him also. Let's get those solved before you try to file a lawsuit. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. We also going to talk about Trump laws again. Welcome to the show, 45 Lies. Exactly. Welcome to the show. Then, of course, Trump lost another case in the Supreme Court, and the judge got the final word on that one. So, and it was a couple of more. Oh, we're going to catch up on the cases I didn't get a chance to do last night. So, welcome to the show. Let's get this party started. Hopefully, y'all had a great day today. So, Ken Paxton. Yeah, I've done several stories on him in the past. Just kind of give you a history background on him. About 5 years ago, he was charged for financial fraud. Allegedly. No, it wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged and he'd been trying to avoid prosecution. They keep changing the venue, and the end of October, it got moved back to Collin County, where the charge was actually brought up against him. Now, within those 5 years, he did get reelected because a lot of people don't think a local election is so important. He never should have been reelected. So, because some of us did not get out and vote, he got reelected, even though he had this charge up against him. Now, just a couple of months ago, he been investigated by the FBI for using his power in office to help his homeboy out. Now, what I mean about that, when the pandemic hit, one of his friends was facing foreclosure on some of his buildings he owned, and he allegedly used his power to prevent that. He signed the bill and put all the foreclosed to the side here in Texas. Well, bring it up to today. This dude decided to file a lawsuit. Um, Now, I want y'all opinion about this. He filed the lawsuit against Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, Georgia, most likely he's talking about Fulton County, Atlanta. Uh, Michigan, okay. Wisconsin, and I'm gonna just say Philly. Um, but once again, those are the states that Trump wanted to win. And if he would have won, he would have uh, got reelected. But the people showed up and showed out, and they made sure he did not get reelected. So Ken Paxton, while he's still fighting these two cases against him, now he want to file this lawsuit, and guess who's going to pay for it? Once again, our tax dollars, because he's filing this lawsuit for the state of Texas to contest the results in the Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania election. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I think it's a waste of time and money. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. The Republican Party has turned into a full-blown cult. This is ridiculous. Exactly. First of all, I don't understand it. Why you keep trying to change something that keep getting overturned? And here it is. We have a thug, elected thug, that is doing this, and he's not facing his own court cases. He keeps trying to get out of his own court cases. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote. Not just for the presidential election, but also for our local election. It's no way in hell he should have been reelected with the charges that was up against him. Basically, he had people to buy stock in a company, but he didn't tell them he was making a profit off of it. And then one of his supporters that he basically have tried to keep, one of his big supporter, one of his homeboys, trying to keep him to keep all of his property, and he signed in law about the foreclosure. Then he even tried to go and testify for him. And when some of his workers came out and said, hey, we don't advise you to do this, and he still wanted to do it. So when the workers got together, some whistleblowers, I've been hearing that word all day today, whistleblowers. When they got together and went to the FBI, they all signed a statement saying this is what he been doing. Now the FBI is investigating him. So should he file this lawsuit? See, I tell y'all all the time, we have some clown juniors and some thugs in our office. Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, Ken Paxton, Ted Cruz, they all need to go. They need to go. So it's definitely something that we as a people need to make sure when it's time to reelect them, we need to get them out of office, because that's a waste of tax dollars. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. Said, hey, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the show. Said, hello, everybody. Radio said Paxton is just doing his part in the Republican. Exactly. That's all he's doing. That's what all of them is doing. That's just like Dan Patrick last month put a reward out for $1 million. $1 million to find out if it was any fraud. Why? You put out $1 million and said you was taking it from your campaign fund? And I question if that even legal for him to do that. So it's definitely something to think about, because they don't care about the people. It's a lot more things going on today that these leaders should be concerned about, instead of being concerned about this fool losing the election. He said a long time ago he was going to lose. He talking about it was fraud due to COVID and all of this, but at the same time, the same damn clown that you are defending told people to go out and vote twice. But you want to defend him? Why don't you speak on that? Why don't you talk about Trump telling people to go out and vote twice? So yeah, it's a problem. 45 said, hello, Radio Chaos. Speak on it with who you with, Kurt Dell, T-Cal. So it's definitely a problem. It's an issue for me, because these are my tax dollars going to waste. Those tax dollars can go to a lot of other things besides trying to defend a race that was lost fair and square. So yes, he did. Yes, he did. Welcome to the show, Sam Black. Listening on D Live. Definitely click the notification for you can know whenever we on. We come on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Sunday through Thursday. So yes, when early voting started, he told the ones up in Virginia, y'all should go out and vote twice. So yes, he said that at one of his rallies. Oh no, he said it in either a rally or a news conference, but he did say that. He encouraged them to vote twice, but he talking about fraud. How you going to tell people to vote twice and you talking about you lost because of fraud? That don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. So yeah, he said it. He did say it. And for Ken Paxton to file this lawsuit this morning, which is really crazy, it's a waste of time and money. Why I say that? Hey, I'm not surprised at all. That man lie every time he open his mouth open. He say that. He's saying it now. But what a lot of people don't realize, okay? Funny that you mentioned Russia. Like I said, this lawsuit is a waste of money. Why? For the simple fact, now I'm going to go to this other story first. Now I'll talk about the judge. So the lawsuit this morning with the federal judge, he actually came in. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm about to talk about. The federal judge actually came down, shut down the latest case in Pennsylvania. Shut it down. Said, nope, threw it out. We ain't doing that. And he probably wanted to tell him, take your loss and move on, man. So once again, Trump lost another case. The same state that Ken Paxton filed another lawsuit for. Why in the hell are y'all keep spending this money to file these lawsuits for what? You think you're gonna finally get somebody to agree with you? It's crazy. Um, well, that's what I'm saying. He the one told people to go out and vote twice. I didn't. I said, don't do it, because if you go out there and vote twice, you going to jail, and he ain't gonna be there to bail you out either. So hopefully nobody did that, but eventually it will come out if you did. Um, so yeah, that's crazy for a so-called president to tell people to go out and vote twice. But he the whole time he been saying that the mail-in ballots was a fraud. The mail-in ballots is a fraud. That opened up doors for people can vote twice. So why are we wasting money on a lawsuit that would never take place? Every time no judge get the case, I would assume they have to file a filing fee. Then they turn around, the judge look at the case. We talking about federal judges, so you know those ain't cheap judges. They got to look at the case and they got to get paid for looking at those cases. So it's like, really? Um, exactly. I feel you on that too. It's a waste of time every time you get on Air Force One. But we counting down the days that he have left to get on it. Uh, Ted, I told you we shipping Ted back to you. He's coming back home. Um, oh wow, I don't know for sure about that. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been my first time hearing about that. So uh, I don't know if that's true or not, because you know we're gonna stick to facts on the show. That's all we're gonna stick to is facts. We're not gonna assume. Um, so I'm just like, really, this guy is really pushing the tables. He's pushing it to the max. It's a waste of time to keep fighting these cases over and over again. It's a waste of time to spend that tax dollars where nothing is gonna take place. It's a waste of money. All that money he's filing for those cases, because think about it. Now I don't know for sure. I don't know if he's gonna have to go and uh, go to these cities to for the court case. And if he do, guess who's paying for that? Our tax dollars. It's gonna be paying for it. You're more concerned. Now he mentioned the pandemic. Um let me see if I can find that statement. I thought I printed that one out. Um they actually said there's no evidence of widespread fraud in the 2020 election. Officials in most states and the U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr have said Biden won in all 4 states where Paxton is challenging the results. Um, in a filing in the High Court Tuesday, Paxton claimed the 4 battleground states broke the law by initiating pandemic-related changes to the election policy, whether through executive um, order or friendly lawsuit, thereby weakening ballot integrity. I'm like, really? You bringing up the pandemic, the one that you felt like was fake, but now you want to bring up the pandemic? I'm like, boy, these folks is these folks are a trip. So I'm like, hey, I don't understand it. But they have a lot of supporters that believe everything they say. And I'm telling you, this is a setup. This is a setup. because to be honest with you, I think if I sat down with either one of them, uh, they probably would say, I really don't believe what's going on, but I'm trying to make sure I could get a job if if Greg Abbott run for 2024. I could try to get a job in the administration. So my thing is, this all a setup. But you looking at the fact you're gonna lie, gonna continue to spend our tax dollars. It's all a setup. Hopefully in 2024, Ken Paxton will be where he need to be, in jail. He still had those two cases um, hanging over his head. So yeah, um, it's definitely a waste of time. Um, exactly. How many times have he lost so far? He lost quite a bit. I lost count. He lost. Get over it. He said before he was gonna lose. He said that months before. Oh, I may lose this election. He knew that. So he definitely knew that. So it's a waste of time and a waste of money. And and I'm sure if you notice on the thing I did put at Ken Paxton. So hopefully he's probably listening. And it's okay. It's okay. Because guess what? When it's time to for you to run for re-election, I'm gonna have this same energy. If the good Lord bless me to still be out here on this microphone, I'm gonna have this same energy and I'm gonna make sure we change your position. So get ready for that court case because that case should move forward, and I feel like it shouldn't be in uh thank you for the donation, official SCRLMZ. Um, I feel that you should definitely come up on those charges. You broke the law. Like I say all the time, you break the law, you have to do the time. And I know Big Bubba gonna be waiting for you because you probably lied on a lot of them, looking out for your own homeboy. So that's the way I feel about the election on how they trying to do it. And I'm like, hey, get over it. You lost. Let's go on. Now just imagine if Hillary Clinton would have did this when Trump won. Instead, he kept talking about the emails, kept talking about lock her up. Hillary sitting there drinking a margarita somewhere, probably. Um, she probably having a good time laughing at this mess. Talking about, boy, just imagine if I done this. So yeah. Um, and then um, the Michael Flynn. Yeah. The judge take final shot at Trump and Flynn as he agreed to dismiss case. Well, I understand why the judge did it because he see BS. He seen the BS. Basically, and he said the DOJ walking around from the perception seemed to be pretext, give the president interest in the affair. So the federal judge overseeing the case against Michael Flynn formally dismissed the charges Tuesday, but ended up having the last word, calling President Trump pardon of his former national security advisor extraordinary broad and saying it doesn't mean he's innocent. Now, Flynn was charged with lying to the FBI in 2017 in a case brought by special counsel Robert Mueller. Um, with that being said, one page did not print out. So basically, when it come down to it, welcome to the show, Marcella Smith. Uh, So uh, when it come down to it, Flynn actually lied for the simple fact his relationship with the ambassador of Russia. Once again, for some reason, Russia show keep coming up when it's dealing with folks dealing with Trump, and he lied about it, and that's why he was brought up on charges and admit in court that he lied. Admit that he lied about it. So it came up. So it's this is nothing new. Here it is. You have Michael Flynn, communication with the ambassador of Russia. You have Trump Jr., his connection with Russia. Then you have oh wow. Then you have you actually have Kushner that actually lied on his application to get clearance for the White House. So here it is. All these connection with Russia, and people still think it's fake, think it's a witch hunt. No, that's too many people got connection and actually been brought up on charges or being investigated by it. Because right now, Kushner, Trump Jr., they all having to testify. That's why Trump wanted to get them pardoned. So no, it's not fake news. A lot of people say it's fake news. Marcelo said because he got all his people doing his work in Russia. Exactly. And they so loyal to keep this food. And he'll give them up in a hot minute. You ain't lying. They always say the first one to go singing like a mockingbird, they the ones to get the best deal. They just got to find that weakest link. His attorney asked for pardon. Trump asked to pardon his family and his associate. If you asking for pardon for all of this, why would you need a pardon if you done nothing wrong? That's what people need to start thinking about. For the simple fact, you looking at the fact that, hey, they lying on Trump. That's fake news. No, it's not. Just open your eyes and your ears and think about it and be like, wait a minute, why is he asking for pardon if he haven't done anything wrong? You only ask for pardon unless you been convicted or even possibly gone to jail. That's the only reason why you ask for pardon. So why ask for it beforehand? And little little bit of what I call her last name, Pretty Little Becky. Yeah, she also had to testify last week on Congress to the Senate for the simple fact um, the campaign overcharged for his hotel by over $1 million. And one yeah, that's another story we're gonna hit on too. Radio said Flynn tweeted, if the president doesn't declare martial law, we will have no other choice but to take matters into our own hands to defend our right. That's why your ass should have went to jail. What rights did you have? Because you should have went to jail. That's why he pardoned you. I'm just asking. I'm gonna ask the truth, and for the simple fact, don't be surprised. I'm sure some other things they probably got on the back burner waiting for all of you. He could pardon you, but trust me, they probably not charging you with everything. So just wait for it. It's just a matter of time, and you have to sit back and wait because these folks out of their damn mind. I'm sorry, I'm checking other social media, trying to make sure everything is on. Welcome, Alicia Darden, on Facebook. Saying you come in, and I don't know if you're still there or not, but welcome. Anybody else on Facebook? I'm trying to hit up all of the social media right now, trying to make sure I'm speaking to everyone. But y'all could join us live in the chat room. You could chat live with us, and uh, be a part of the show. Don't just sit back and sit back and watch. Be a part of it. We are live, so uh, now it's no way I have a book coming out next year, but I cannot write this mess. I can't do it because this is stuff that when you have a lot of people writing about the same stuff, you got to think some of this stuff, something have to be true, have to be true, because this is nothing that is just coming up and, oh, it's fake news. No, it have to be true. Too many people are bringing this up. So it's not fake news. This is real news, and some people just don't believe it. They don't want to believe it. That's all it is. They don't want to believe it. Um, and while we're talking about Trump, them his campaign overcharging people, let's go ahead and talk about a story I was going to hit on last night. Well, allegedly, from Trump first campaign and this one too, he owed possible I think I seen either 1.7 or 1.85 millions to about 14 or 16 cities in the United States for all uh, from all the rallies he held. He felt like he didn't need to flip that bill for the security of it, for the police officer. But he say make American great again. How are you making American great if you owe all these cities that type of money? Matter of fact, the city of El Paso, uh, they're out of $500,000, and then let me make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, they hired a counsel as part of their fight to obtain more than $500,000 from Trump team to cover the security and other costs from a rally held there in February 2019. I believe that's when if I'm not mistaken, that may have been when that shooting happened at that mall out there, but I'm not quite sure. The outstanding debt include $470,000 in additional service provided by the local police and fire department, as well as an addition $99,000 in late fees. But he say make American great again. Welcome to the show, CJM, listening on Periscope. Do me a favor, hit the hearts on there. And if you don't follow me, definitely follow me for you can know whenever we come on, and definitely tap those hearts for me. And they also say a number of city officials have now confirmed to Newsweek that they have still not received the money that they invoice, with some accepting that it may never arrive. Now we're talking about the city of El Paso. The debt range from just a few $1,000s to more than $200,000 in Albuquerque, with El Paso owed the most of them. So then you have the city of Burlington, Vermont, confirmed the Trump team still has not paid $8,464.27, amount they are owed from a campaign rally he held there in January 2016, before he was elected president. Mr. Trump's failure to cooperate with local law enforcement official and lack of communication with the public and ticket holders, but undue strain on the city police and unnecessary hurt downtown business. Burlington Mayor Miro Weinberg said in June 2016. Now he say make American great. You holding all these rallies and you're not paying your bills. It costs money to have the police there, the fire departments, the paramedics, and sometimes some of the business may have to shut down due to the fact that they cannot handle that type of crowd, the security of it. So yeah, um, uh, they also said paying the invoice remained the right and honorable thing for Mr. Trump to do. Nearly 5 years later, the city still has not received the money. He don't care. But I wonder how many of them voted for him this go round. and by that amount, that may be a very small town. I don't know. Um, the Trump campaign has not paid the invoice. Our police and fire department did check at the time after a month of non-payment had lapsed. Jordan Riddell, spokesman of Mayor Weinberg, told Newsweek beyond that point, the city concluded that it would not be cost effective to pursue collection. So basically, it's going to cost them more to collect the $8,000. But he's still collecting money. I think it came out he collected over 150 million since the election. Pay your debt. Pay your debt. Uh, so basically, a liar, thief, and a cheat. Lie, steal, and cheat. Sound about right. Like I said, we have some thugs up in the office. And that's what we have here in Texas and in the White House. And it's time for them to go. Well, we know the one in the White House have a certain amount of days left. And it was some more cities that came up. Even Green Bay owed them $9,380 for a rally that was held in August 2016. Once again, uh, uh, so I don't know. And there was some. Oh, here's one. We mentioned Albuquerque. So it's about 14 to, I think I seen 14 to 16 cities that Trump owes money to for rallies that he's had there. And it's just, he don't care. He's not paying it. But he say make American great again. You know, in some small towns, you holding the rallies, that could possibly bankrupt them because they still have to pay their employees. But once again, make American great. So that's his opinion. But once again, he didn't hold up his part of the bargain. He didn't do it, and he need to do what's right. So, and not only that, I did read, and part of that some of these cities did not have contracts with them. Well, see, that's bad business anyway. When you don't have a contract for something like that, of course, you're thinking somebody running for uh, uh, the highest office in the land, you feel like you could trust them, but you still need to do your due diligence and have a contract to make sure you have something to fall back on. What did that tell you about all the people that support it? Hey, it's a problem because a lot of them, they don't care. They don't care at all. Uh, your mama is, uh, not you, but this food that just came up, go fought Um, yeah. Uh, okay. That's your opinion. But welcome to the show. But before you go, click the notification, like, share, tell a friend. We're live. Everybody is welcome here, regardless of who you support, who you don't support. Um, um, so definitely click the like and go ahead and uh, click a couple of those ice creams or whatever they have on there. But I appreciate you for coming on. I really do. Go ahead and like the page, and I'll follow you back. It's no problem. Go ahead and do it, because your comments would never make the stream. Um, that's your opinion, but radio said Trump would eventually will get what's coming to him. You can't escape karma. Oh no, he can't. Um, he definitely can't. So that's cool. But Golden, fuck, I don't really want to call you out like that. But one thing about it, you could come on the show, you could say what you want to, um, and eventually you won't be able to say anything on here. So it's best that you sit around and listen, because we're all about truth. We don't do fake news. We don't do conspiracy theory. But I'm glad you felt the need to stop in and share your advice. I appreciate it. But at the same time, you have your opinion. This platform is built to give people to express themselves. Now, if you start to be disrespectful, like the first comment you made, that will get you blocked off the page. So that's your choice. And I'm just saying, welcome to the show. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt Dog. Uh, he name one thing he did for black folks. Name one thing besides the ones that was actors, or some of those that wanted a seat at the table that was up there kissing his ass. Besides those, name one thing that he done for a black community. Do that for me. So, uh, CJM, if all things were equal, I agree he would face justice. But yeah, he's working on a plan. He's working on a plan because uh, he's working on a plan to keep from going to jail. Like I said, Big Bubba call uh, when he was talking about pardon. He was like, "Man, we sure hope Trump come to jail. We already undrew our straws, and I won." So just depends on which jail he going in. So they gonna have a fun time with him. Matter of fact, I seen a cartoon somebody put up a picture of Trump behind bars talking about, I'm gonna be somebody good bitch. uh, so I'm like, okay. But once again, you do the crime, you do the time. And um, I guess Gold Fox decided to leave when I asked him to name one thing. But I do appreciate him coming on. D Live, we've been on this platform for a couple of months, but we're doing different things on it. So people are starting to recognize us a little bit more and starting to tune in. So I definitely, hopefully he come back, tell his friends about it. Because one thing about it, we only gonna keep it real. Um, it was while ago um when I was I talked about the story last night, and from my understanding, exactly, I agree with you on that. Um, yeah, this one is kind of, man. I'm hoping this is not true, because here we go, and I'm trying to verify it from another source before I talk about this. But I did talk about the story last night, um, and this would be devastating, um, if this is true. Trying to verify it before I put it out there. Um, I know the FBI is investigating it. Now, from my understanding, the FBI is looking into this case. Um, but what just came out recently that I got an alert on a while ago, and I'm trying to make sure it's not correct. I like to verify it on different sources before I say anything. But uh, da, da, da. Uh, they're saying that, okay, it is true. Okay, they said that, of course, I mentioned last night he was licensed to carry. In Ohio, does not pro, profit the open carry of firearm, so you can carry a gun openly, and it's okay. Now, as I go on down, this is the problem I have. The young man had gone to the dentist that day and fetched 3 Subway sandwiches before he was killed in front of his 72-year-old grandmother and a 2-year-old toddler. So he had a damn sandwich in his hand, and this cop killed him. So the thing is, where the justice? Where's the justice? Now, a while ago, when I got the alert, I was like, that particular um, order could, they hit and miss on some things. They add a couple of things, um, but I had to verify it through other sources. Now, according to NBC News, he went to Subway and picked up 3 sandwiches. So now you cannot carry a sandwich without being killed as a black man. And that's a damn shame. This cop was so damn trigger happy. He don't know the difference between a gun and a sandwich. Or was he hungry and trying to rob him for the sandwich? And the guy told him no. That's a shame. But once again, some people say that's fake news. So that's crazy. I don't understand it, and it's no way I can even try to understand this. And I was hoping when that alert came out, it was fake. I was hoping that was fake, but not he was killed for. You talking about the other one, the white guy that was pulled over by the 2 troopers that was they was trying to get him out the car. He refused. He had a gun. He made threats of shooting the cops, even reached for the gun, and then also with him making threats toward them, he ended up snatching his arm from the trooper, closing the door and driving off. Not one shot fired. Not one shot. See, some people say it's no difference between black law and white law. It's a complete different. They shouldn't be different, But when we have incidents like this, the man carrying a sandwich and he gets shot and killed, that's crazy. Uh, I don't understand it. But at the same time, our leaders want to spend money on bogus lawsuits to try to help a fool stay in office that is on his way out. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote for every election. I don't care what the election is. Go out and vote. Go vote. I forgot the name of the candidate, but it's 2 seats available in Georgia coming up on January 5th. So one of the candidates, he's kind of like, he's a Trump supporter. That's basically what it is. He's a Trump supporter. He goes and voted against people with a pre-existing illness for the health care. He also he kind of like the thugs we have here in Texas. I want to say they said that his opponent actually said he allegedly been brought up on charges. That's why he couldn't participate in a lot of things. He was fighting those cases. So that was up against him. So Georgia, January 5th, or when early voting started, go vote. Don't let anything stop you from voting. Go vote. It's important. If the Democrat win these 2 seats, it's going to make a difference. That's why a lot of people haven't nobody received the stimulus package since March. Why? Because the Republican, they don't care. They're not going to send out a stimulus package. They had their money. They still going to get paid. What if they had at the office or not? They still getting paid during the pandemic. They have money. We need to get out and vote by any means necessary. Definitely need to do that. Yeah, I was born and raised here, so I'm in the Dallas area. You asked what did they tell me on what part? Which part are you talking about? The killing of Casey Goodson Jr. or the part about just dealing with these fools here in office? Exactly. Exactly. She's a joke too because that's the one who Trump been out there campaigning about. And I'm not gonna say, but he did say what he liked to do to certain people. So I'm just saying that's how he got in office after making that comment. So maybe he allegedly grabbed about a cuckoos. I don't know. I don't know nothing about the woman, but he did say you should just walk up to them and grab them by it. They like that. That's what he said. I'm just saying, hey, I don't know what the connection, but for some reason he been campaigning hard for her. Then when he did the campaign, I think it was on Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, he went to Atlanta to campaign for her. He talked about how the election was a fraud, it was rigged, and all of this, telling everyone, oh, it's rigged, it's a fraud, then encourage them to go out and vote. And And the GOP said he just cost us those 2 seats. He just did that for the simple fact he talk about how the election is fraud and rigged. Then he telling them to go vote. That don't make sense. Uh, uh, he didn't show up. That's the pastor, right? The reverend. Uh, if it was on Sunday, he probably was at church. And I understand that maybe it was something special going on at the church. I don't know. Or maybe they scheduled it for a time when they knew he will be at church. That's why when you are a it can be done, but I know you want to serve the Lord, and yes, you should continue to serve the Lord. But when you run in for office and you want people to vote for you, well, hey, you got to show up. Okay, okay, the other one. Um, it's only four. I'm thinking it's only Okay. All right. I appreciate it, KC. Matter of fact, KC, welcome to the show. First time seeing you in. Um, I guess you probably seen where some of the videos was replaying and said, hey, let me go in here and check this out. Did somebody tell you about us? Because we are live. We're live on the air. And I appreciate you for coming in. Definitely like the page and um continue to chat live with us. It's okay. Even if we all don't agree, everybody have a voice here. Only thing I ask is everyone to be respectful. That's all I ask. Um, trying to see, trying to pull up that. Okay. Oh, that's the one that. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I think he didn't show up for the simple fact the video that the other guy brought up in the last time they got together. Um, this guy actually told him was like reason why he didn't show up. He was fighting a legal case or something. Um, see if I can find out the charges on him real quick. Um, hold on. For the new ones, I say all the time when we're on the show and stuff come up, sometimes we may have to pull stuff up. So if I'm trying to find out something, oh wow. Oh, he was the senator that did allegedly inside trading. Mm. He did 2,596 trades in one term. He was one of those leaders that did it right when the pandemic hit. So uh yeah, inside trading, like he said, he was off doing that. So he definitely shouldn't be in office. That's kind of like with Ken Paxton. He shouldn't be in office. He never should have been reelected. But some people uh, chose not to show up at the polls, and he got reelected. And maybe him and Trump gonna share sales together. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. That water is good. Drink plenty of water. So yeah, that's I want to say he was one of those senate that came up when the pandemic hit because it was about 3 or 4 of them that sold all their stock in one day, and they were like, "Oh no, pandemic, let's get it out of there." Um, so definitely, exactly. He probably trying to move stuff overseas or something, but hey, if they got Marcia Stewart, you got to go too. you got to go too. So that might be the reason why Trump is uh, paying close attention to that Senate seat. It's not because of the seats. It's about the fact he probably hoping his name don't come up. I'm just saying, allegedly his name probably come up in some mess or somebody close to him. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. Uh, didn't know that. Hold on, let me. So it was really top inside trading. Um, yeah, that's really hold on. Yeah, that's really top trading when a husband is inside trade. Yeah, work for the stock market. Stock market. That's mm, yeah. It seems like her husband should be going to jail too for giving out that information. I'm just saying. Um, but hey, each his own. I guess when you know people in high places, you get inside information. And how Trump been pushing the stock market and talking about, oh, the stock market is really good, really good. Yeah. Um, I'm telling you, it's probably some connection there. Um, oh yeah, he is. He's definitely gonna be in deep water. He burnt so many bridges, and I feel that um it's no way anybody up under the Trump name would be able to get into office again. Uh, and that's kind of like uh, I know we have uh, allegedly after George Bush left office, they felt the same way about him. But George was nowhere worse than Trump at all. But the rumor came out that nobody in the Bush name will be able to run for office again. But I want to say George do have a nephew that is in office. Even Jed tried to run for president and he lost so bad he jumped out. And matter of fact, I think he got out of politics altogether. So, but I think it may be Jed's son that may be in office somewhere, but it's a state official. Um, there you go, radio causing problems. Causing problems. Yeah, but he might need to get it fixed. Um, I would say you do. Matter of fact, I wonder. Um, how's Rudy doing? Because um, he did test positive the other day. Um, uh-oh, this just came out. Hold on. He's suspected to leave the hospital soon, but um, after he visited Michigan House last week, he is accused of COVID violation. So he went to Michigan, and they believe he could have known he had COVID. So they're investigating him about that. And that's people got to realize. He said in Michigan, the House of Representatives is being investigated by the Michigan Occupational Safety and Health Administration over violation to COVID-19 workplace regulation following an employee complaint. So, since the start of the pandemic, okay, I guess they're Okay, the House is he's not being investigated. The House of Representatives in Michigan is being investigated because since the start of the pandemic, 11 Michigan state legislators have publicly confirmed they tested positive for the coronavirus. So, yeah, and that's crazy because here it is. I heard of a story the other day. Uh, his co-counsel. Oh, his co-counsel also tested positive. Uh, if, I wouldn't be surprised. Anybody who been around Trump is in a hot zone for the simple fact that um, they don't take it serious enough. I would I would I would stay away from anybody who been around Trump um, because just last night after we got off the air, we actually I was looking at the news and in Texas they said the numbers from Thanksgiving is starting to go in because here where they had to shut down the bars again. Then because we stayed, the hospital was up 15% over 7 days. They was up 15% over 7 days. And because of that, they end up shutting the bars down. Well, for 2 days they went down. But then last night we went up, I think it was almost 16 I think it was like 14%. It was high. Uh it was the number it was over 16% uh being full. So uh and the news said it's only going to get worse because what's happening now, those numbers from Thanksgiving is starting to come in. Welcome to the show, Luke Cry, on Instagram. Um, those numbers from Thanksgiving is starting to come in, and because they're starting to come in, they're saying it's going to get worse. It's going to get very bad. Um, yeah, he is very toxic. So anybody who's around him is not good, and it's only gonna get worse. I've seen some posts on social media where people saying they tested positive, and then some of them I go and look at their page. Um, around Thanksgiving, they travel, went to go see people, and because of that, now they tested positive. Hopefully they survive. Hopefully they make a speedy recovery. But this is serious. Matter of fact, um, and I was going to mention this at the beginning of the show. Um, I was prepared to see that X tonight when Dez Bryant played Cowboys. But right before the game, he took a test this morning. Uh, Came back inconclusive. Took another one before the game. He was out there practicing. They came to got him off the field and said he test positive. And I just knew Dez was finna tear Dallas up. And I'm like, boy, that would have been a great game. I probably would have paid attention to it, but yeah, that would have been a great game to see Dez back on the field and playing against Dallas. Even Jerry Jones said, uh, yeah, Dez probably is gonna tear us up. He said that yesterday on the news. Um, so and right now Dallas is losing 24-10 in the third quarter. So I'm like, oh well. Uh, I wish Dez was in there. It would have been worse than that. I'm just saying. But yeah, hopefully Dez Bryant get well soon. Make a speedy recovery. I'm glad he's able to make it back out on the field and be able to throw that X up. And I wanted him to just run over the Cowboys. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm in Texas. I've always been a Cowboy fan. I just don't agree with Jerry Jones. And because of that, I don't support them. So um that's my choice. I don't knock anybody who support the Cowboys. I grew up on them, used to go to all the rallies they used to have back in the days whenever um Washington would come to town. They would have some big rallies at the local mall, uh, prep rallies. Crazy Ray and the Washington mascot. They would go at it. Talking about back when Butch Johnson and Drew Pearson was all on the Cowboys, and tell them go sit down some damn where. That's what I tell them. Tell them don't waste the time. Tell them go sit down. Uh, yeah, I would prefer to see Mark Cuban run before him. I wish Mark Cuban would have got in the race before when Trump did. I think Mark would have beat Trump. That's my opinion. I think he would have. Exactly. That's the reason why I don't support the Cowboys, because of the comment that Jerry made about Kaepernick. He said, "Any hold on, let me say it in his voice. If any player of the Dallas Cowboys kneel for the flag, uh, they would no longer be a Cowboy." And then it was one player, I can't recall his name. He kneeled or he raised a fist or something. That next week he was out of there. He went to a team, and I believe he won a Super Bowl once he went to that team too. So and got more money. But even with this incident today, uh, with the incident with the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, um, Jerry still refused to apologize for his statement. He just said, "We got to show them grace." Grace. So your Arkansas roots are better than that. You need to take a stand. I wish the players all would have took a stand. And if you notice now, they don't show the game at the beginning because they don't want people to see them if people kneeling and stuff like that. See, they did it the first couple of games, but no. And then they wouldn't even show it on the TV when they did it. You got some of them that would do it, some of them wouldn't. And that's their choice. But because of Jerry's statement, that told me a lot about him. Because he didn't care. He don't care about nobody long as he making money. Even in a pandemic, he said for the Thanksgiving game, he wanted more fans in the stadium. Only thing he wanted was the money. And those tickets going to the game are not cheap. They're not cheap because they cannot sell those standing room only seats. So you go into the game, you're gonna pay a pretty penny. If you knowing that we're in the middle of a pandemic and a lot of people have lost their job, well, why don't you donate the tickets? Donate so many tickets for people can come out there to watch the game. That's $1 billion team. Why not? Donate the tickets. You still gonna make money off the food and concession stand if they are still selling them. I don't know if they are or not, but the parking ain't cheap either. So exactly. And that's I stand behind the NBA. That's why I think the first interview I seen Chris Paul in, uh, the reporter wanted to talk about the game. Chris Paul said, "No, I want to talk about Breonna Taylor, how the cops should be charged." And when I heard that, I'm like, "Whoa." I'm like, did I hear this right? So I rewind the TV to hear it again. I said, "Oh yeah, I like that. They taking a stand." And when this is what people don't realize. People ask, what do protesting do? It get things changed. It make people want to change things for the simple fact when they protest, when the players at the NBA protest, what happened? They all got on board. Everybody got on board because they realized without those players, the sponsors gonna move money, gonna lose money. Like I said, a lot of companies be sending the emails out talking about, oh, we stand behind Black Lives Matter, we support everybody, and I'm like, really? No, you don't. Some of you sending it out just to be sending it out. Radio said, yeah, it's weird. Kneeling during the national anthem is unacceptable, but spreading coronavirus is fine for some conservative. See, you haven't said a whole, and you just got finished preaching. Then we need to pass the collection plate because some of them feel like that's just fine. It's okay to spread the coronavirus. That's why Trump had all those rallies. He didn't care. He wanted to be light. He wanted to be light. That's all it was. They didn't care. They don't care who it's affecting because it's still real. And some people don't realize. Um, some people don't realize how uh, that the coronavirus is real. At this point, why are you still thinking it's fake? Put it like this: yesterday, I think on the news they said the four biggest county yesterday made up most of the cases of coronavirus here in Dallas. For the state of Texas, the four biggest counties. As of now, Texas is at 1.36 million cases, 14,020 cases. What's today? The 7 or the 8? 14,020 cases yesterday in Texas alone. 23,264 deaths with 71 new cases yesterday. And so in the US, we have 15.1 million cases. Yesterday, we had 202,000 new cases. And the death, 285,1533 new deaths yesterday. But people still think this is fake. It's not fake. Go and talk to some of the families that have lost loved ones. Talk to the people that have struggled by having the virus. The pain and suffering they gone through. Go to the hospital. And when you see the people that is on ventilators and they having to talk to their family by FaceTime, but you still think it's fake? No, it's not. Um, ooh, well, y'all keep throwing out these ceremonies y'all keep giving. That's a good one. Yeah, it is racism altogether because that's the reason why they do the things they do. Um, so that's at some point we have to look at everything. You want to make American great? Make it great by working together. Let's get rid of this pandemic that we're in. Let's get rid of the racism, the hatred that is going on in this world. Yeah, it's going to take a while before we're able to uh, get it almost back to where it used to be. And that's all because of Trump. Trump set us back at least 10 or 15 years with the racist remarks he made. And that's not good. Um, yeah, that's you're right. When you have someone talk about it's good and evil, it's good people on both sides in Charlottesville. When we have people talking about Cal Rittenhouse is a hero, that's that's racist. He's not a hero. He's a thug. Um, at this point, you keep saying "Make American Great Again." The question I keep asking: when was it ever great for Black people? When was it ever great for um, minorities? Never been great. Yeah, some of us probably is in good positions, but it never been great because the color of our skin is a threat. The color of our skin is a threat just because of the color of our skin, and they don't understand it. Some people don't believe it. Kind of like what's up? Told me last night I shouldn't talk about black and white, the difference between black and white races. Well, it's the reality. If it wasn't, it wouldn't have been so many innocent folks killed. If it wasn't, Casey Goodson Jr. would still be here. You can't even walk with a damn Subway sandwich without the possibility of getting killed. So it's a problem. It's definitely a problem. Um, yeah, you're right. Uh, they're trying to hold on to power by any means necessary. They don't care. Why? For the simple fact they have security. They have security. They don't have to worry about um, if they're going to be shot down by the police, because majority of them have security, especially the ones that are doing crazy stuff. Yeah, they have security. Um, so it's crazy. It's crazy how people think and they don't think for themselves. They take whatever Trump say and count it at all costs. But the reality of it, at some point, you need to do your research. Open your eyes, open your ears, and listen to them clearly and do research. That's why I tell you all the time, any story I talk about on here, I've done my research. I've done it. And you can verify it. I give you the sources where you can verify it. So Um, so I give you sources to verify it. But once again, some people too lazy to do that. Some people want me to go and look at conspiracy videos. Like I said last night, I, I don't know if he's just so happening not on here tonight or what the deal is, but like I told him last night, I said, look, I'm gonna check out the information you sent me. And if it's anything like I feel like it is, I'm gonna talk about you. So what's up? Like I said, I was gonna check out that information. All of them, both of them was conservative. Uh, both of them wrote books about Trump. Both of them dog President Obama and also Hillary Clinton. Um, but he want me to have an open mind and talk about stuff, listen to what they have to say. But when I read their profile and I see what they stand for, I'm not going to read no more. I'm not going to listen to a damn thing they say. For the simple fact, their profile tells me enough about them. They have this one track mind, and that's it. So, yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to it. But they always want me to go and listen to them. No, I won't. I won't do it. Then they get upset when I tell them I'm not going to waste my time like that. My time is too important to me. You don't know what all I I do during the day. Uh, the work I do prepping for the show. So I spent um, a couple of minutes last night after I got off and just Googled the names and what I seen. I said, nope, I don't need to listen to anything they're saying because if you um, not conservative or if you're not for the right wing, you will be straight up honest. So why would I want to waste my time listening to something like that? And we don't even think about the same thing. Welcome to the show, G Money. How you doing tonight? Um, Radio said it's funny you had people come on here and demand you watch videos and don't let up about it. Exactly. That's because when Eva did it, when he first came on, wanted me to watch it. Like I said, that was a minute and 12 seconds. I'd never get back. Then get upset when I tell him, no, I'm not going to watch that conspiracy stuff. But he won't me to do it and got upset and became very disrespectful. So now he's probably up on a different account looking in. Want to say something, but he was blocked. One thing about it, we can have a dialogue about anything, but once you become disrespectful, I'm done. I'm definitely done. And he been told several times. So I'm not gonna waste my time on that. Uh I have I cannot remember the name of them, which to be honest with you, if I had the names, I would not share them because I do not uh believe in some of the stuff they were saying. So exactly. They can't. And that's the problem that we have as people because in America we have the option to agree and disagree. But some of them try to force their rights, what they believe in on you. And if you don't agree with it, they get pissed off. So um and that's a shame. If you want to make America great, learn how to agree and disagree. That's kind of like the guy earlier. He was trying to bait me in to say some things to him. I just wouldn't do it. Oh, he said some stuff on here. Um, that's why I just tell him his mama because I'm like, you want to say stuff like that, but here it is. You made the choice to come on here and type what you type, not just one time, but several times. You typed it, but you made the choice to come on here to listen. To listen. That's the same thing I used to tell the other guy. I said, man, you have choices. You talk about all these things, but for some reason, you come back every night. Sometimes you the first one on the show. And this guy tonight, he come on here, says some negative stuff. Like I told him, you can stick around. I don't agree with what you're saying. That's why your message won't make the stream, because I don't agree with you. But you're gonna respect me, and I'm gonna respect you. If not, I'm gonna make sure I block you. So that's the way I see it. Uh, G Money said, I don't agree with my wife all the time, my co-worker friends, but we can always talk. Exactly. Exactly. How long have you been married? Because I know for me, we're 13 years and be 14 next year. And it ain't always peaches and cream up in here, but we understand how we can agree and disagree. When we first got married, uh, I'm always the calm one. When we first got married, it was kind of rough because she was like, "Hey, wanted her when I had to break it down. Hold on, baby, we in this together." So congratulations, 25 years. But we we in a much better place because we understand we have to agree and disagree, um and we communicate much better. So and we get along very good. That first year or so, it was like, man, they say the first couple of years is the worst time, but I knew for myself, um, this is my queen. So, and both of us are Geminis. Um, well, that's your choice, Nevo Messica. I guess that I guess we brought him up. He said he would rather have COVID than Biden. 20. Okay. Well, go to your local hospital. Go on out there and visit your local hospital wherever you at, and go ahead and ask them for a dose of it, and let me know how that work out for you. Go on and ask them to give you a dose of COVID, and you about as dumb as hell to even say some bullshit like that. So, um, gonna say I'd rather have COVID-19 than Biden. Okay, well, go on down there to the hospital. Tell them you want to work on the floor, on the COVID floor, and you don't want to wear no protective gear. Go ahead. Let me know how that work out for you. Um, yeah, marriage is no cakewalk. It take practice and patience. Um, see, my wife and I, we're both Geminis. Uh, so we both have strong wills, but I learned years ago how to control that other twin. Um, so for me, it was peaceful. My wife, but we're good. We have some great couples that have been married a long time that we pay attention to. Um, one of my good friend, Reverend Jerry Smith and Angela Smith. Um, been married. They just renewed their vows uh, earlier this year. Yeah, earlier this year, and it was beautiful. Then um, my in-laws, I want to say they've been married for, I want to say 50 years. So yeah, it's um it's a wonderful thing. I love it. Uh boy, I talk about him. He come up. CJ said nobody agree with everybody about everything. We all have different opinion about things. Yes. Radio said in 25 years of marriage, a civil anniversary, 50 years is the golden. Yes. Um, what's up? I thought you was hiding. I didn't know what was going on. I talked about you earlier, and I guess I talked you up a little bit. It's all right to get in late. Better late than never. Uh, like I said, like I told you last night, I'm gonna pull it up. But if it's what I think it is, I'm gonna talk about you. So I talked about you earlier. So I did uh, Google both people, and they were conservatives, and I figured they was. I see that both of them have wrote books. They both have wrote books about. Uh, they pretty much, from what I could see on their profiles, they pretty much kind of went against anything President Obama did. One of the greatest president in history, and also they was praising Trump. So with them praising Trump, that was a big turnoff, because anybody who is crazy enough to praise Trump with everything he done is just craziness. So yeah, I Googled them, and I, like I told you, I figured it was exactly what I thought it was, and that was a waste of time for me to do it. No, I didn't listen to the video. Their bio told me enough. And I noticed that you did send one guy, um, and then you sent the brother name also. And I went to his website, and I was like, no, he's sitting up with uh, the pillar man videos up on his website. I'm like, nope, there's no way in hell I'm gonna listen to this. That would be a waste of my time. Uh, So, but other than that, hey, it was a shot. But no, I can't do it. G Money says she's a Virgo and I'm Aries. Oh, birthday coming up. Oh no, that's Aquarius coming up later this month. While you guys are twins, we're twins. Exactly. Now we don't have twins, but we are both Gemini's twins, so that can go kind of good. Uh, we're good though. We've learned how to communicate, um and not get upset if we don't agree with something the other person done. And actually, I keep saying I want to do this. I want to do a show with married couple, to kind of talk about some of the struggles they've actually dealt with, um, to help younger couples that may be coming up behind them. So if that's something you're interested in, just let me know and I'll send you the information, and we can, you and your wife both, are are actually want to make it fair. Yeah, I would say both of you, to make it fair, because if we get together and start talking, they'll swear up and down everything we saying ain't true. That's why we gotta have the wives there too. Um, Forget the conservative part. Why not just listen? Forget Trump. Just the information is all. Because the thing is, what I seen about them, That was enough to that was a turn off to me. And I was getting ready to go to bed, so I didn't want to go to bed in a bad mood. Um, so that was a bit turn off. Once I seen what they was about, it's really nothing more they could tell me. That's kind of like with Trump. Um, with the way he do things, it's not too much Trump and I can really discuss. So it was just a turn off for me. Once I seen it, I was like, nope. So you didn't listen. Terrible. You got to be open minded. I'm open minded, but when I see from the beginning what they stand for, I'm not going to be open about it. Because if they went in and said, because actually the brother said he's independent but more conservative. So when I seen what they stood for, it's no use of me listening to them. That's kind of like one thing my wife had to learn when we first got together. If she raised her voice, I don't pay attention. That's with anybody. You could come to me and have a conversation with me, but as soon as you start raising your voice, I don't pay attention. So she had to learn that about me, even though I expressed it to her. Because what happened in the middle of a conversation, she raised her voice, and I just didn't pay attention to her. Then a couple of days later, I didn't realize in that conversation she asked me to do something. I'm like, when did you ask me to do it? She said the other day when we was talking. I said, oh, when you was raising your voice. She was like, yeah. I don't I told you I don't pay attention to that. I block it out. I don't pay attention when you raising your voice to me. So no, I'm not closed minded. I'm just you gotta understand that's kind of like if you heard uh trying to sing Reverend Al Sharpton. Do you listen to him? Just kind of curious. Do you listen to him? Uh yeah, the Pillar Man was on his website. Yes. He was on there. Uh, but it was on his website. Everything that was on his website was basically straight up Republican, conservative, and I don't get down like that. That's just not me. Um, so okay, I'm gonna put my email up in just a minute, and just shoot me an email, and I'll send you the information, and we could work on a day. Um, I grew up in a conservative environment, listened to all the argument, just not for me. Exactly. It's not for me. It's not for me. Put it like this. If I go to the movies, if that movie do not catch my attention right away, I get bored. I'm like, I'm I just don't pay attention. And what I read about them, just they Wikipedia and go into their website, just not my cup of tea. It's nothing up for discussion. I'm just not open to it. Um, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Um, okay, I guess I never know about it unless I'm somewhere and just don't have a choice but to listen to it. But right now, I have the choice, and I refuse to do it. Uh, okay, first of all, I don't hate nobody. I'm one of the most calmest, easiest person you could get along with. I can talk with anybody and have a conversation, regardless of your background or your history. Uh, I don't hate Trump. I just don't like his policy. I don't like the way he do things. Um, I don't hate anyone. So to say hate my the the Trump hate I have, no, I don't like what he did. And I say all the time, Trump probably would have got reelected if he did one thing. If he didn't have a hard on for President Obama and came in office and changed everything he did, he probably would have got reelected. Why? Because first of all, we probably wouldn't be in this pandemic because we had a team in place to prevent it. But he came in, fired them as soon as he got in office. And he spent 4 years changing everything President Obama put in place. That's not a leader. Why don't you enhance it instead of trying to change it? Because this black man who you felt like was not born in America, that you felt like he was born in Kenya and didn't have a birth certificate, why didn't you enhance what he done instead of trying to change everything he did? So that's not hate. That's saying I don't like what he did or what he's doing. I don't like the way he lied to us as Americans about the pandemic, kept saying it was fake. But then behind closed doors, he's talking with a conservative radio host telling him exactly how bad it is. For me personally, that's a slap in the face. I feel like he gave out um, security information because he knew how bad it was, but he refused to let the American people know. That's not hate. I don't like what he did. I don't like it. I don't hate nobody. See, one thing about me, and people would ask me, well, how can you deal with this person and you know they talk about you, they do you wrong? Hey, I don't hate them. It's best to have your enemy close to you. So that's not hate. And I'm not blind. Trust me. I I know more than what you think I know. So I just don't trust Trump. I don't believe anything he say. Um, uh, I looked it up. Didn't I look it up? I looked it up. Once I seen their profile, it told me enough about them. I didn't want to know anything else about them. That should be the end of the case. I did look it up. I gave you my word. I would look it up. I said I'm gonna look it up. And I also said if it's anything like what I think it is, I'm not gonna waste time with it. So I looked it up instead of going straight to the video. I pulled them up and I seen what they stood for. And because of that, that's a turnoff. So, well, I don't have to watch stuff I don't agree with. Um, but that wasn't the question I asked. I said, do you uh, pay attention to revenue shopping? That's the question I asked. Do you agree with them? So I'm asking you that. And I brought that up because he been a civil rights leader for a long time. Now I could go call out some other ones, but I want to know how you feel about Reverend Al Sharpton. What's going on, Nick Mitchell? I'm trying to get down to you, trying to go through all these comments. Like I said, closed mind is okay. That's your choice. Okay, that's your choice. So that's your opinion. G Money said, "This is the response we are talking about. They have to blame us for our opinion." Exactly. Uh, okay, I don't know what you're talking about there. Oh hell. There we go again. We're not finna go back down that route. Uh, we're not gonna go back down that route tonight. Uh, yeah, and matter of fact, what's up? One thing you probably missed out on because you did come in late. Uh, the guy that we talked about last night, Casey Goodson Jr., just came out. He had a Subway sandwich, three of them in his hand when he was shot and killed. In Ohio, you can open carry. That's okay to open carry. He had his permit, but it just came out tonight. He was killed with in front of his 72-year-old grandmother and a toddler holding a Subway sandwich. Now, last night you were saying that uh, I shouldn't talk about the difference between black laws and white laws and the treatment that we get. But this is a prime example of what I was talking about. It's a difference. People are threatened with us by the color of our skin. And that, as you being a black man, maybe you never experienced that. I don't know. But you cannot say that was a legal shooting when the man was holding a Subway sandwich. That's why the FBI is investigating that. Um, Trump didn't get reelected, just the fact. Would have, should have, could have, doesn't matter. Exactly. Um, do the Trump supporter know Republican hate poor people, white and black? Exactly. They don't realize it. Uh, okay. Uh, all right, Nick, we got to be respectful. Got to be respectful. We won't disrespect nobody on here. I trust me, I understand. And I apologize to the fool. I told him his mama earlier. I apologize to him, but uh, he just caught me at the wrong time. Um, uh, Reps hate the poorest. Stop. Oh, there you go. I asked you watch the video, not look at. Why the hell I want to watch a video if their profile is nothing that I stand for? I'm not gonna. Bottom line is, this is my last time saying it. I'm not gonna support them to watch a video, and I don't stand. I don't have the same belief as them. So it's a waste of time for me to look at it. Now, if I would have went on there and their profile um, was fighting for both sides and not dogging one side, yeah, I would have looked at it. But looking at their profile, I seen enough, and I'm like, nope, it's not a waste. It's a waste of time for me. Um, it's a waste of time. You're right. You're right. He did. Yes, Greg, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Listening on Periscope. Y'all go ahead on Periscope. Hit the hearts for me. Hit the hearts for me. Um, yeah, yeah, he is. And he's a brother. He's a brother. He didn't see nothing wrong with the two cops up in Ohio the other day that this white guy threatened to shoot the state trooper, had a gun next to him in his hand, and the cops holding his hand, trying to pull him out the car, and the guy took off and started running. Not one shot fired. But if that was a black man, it would have been a different headline. Then the very next day, find out about Casey Goodson Jr. being shot and killed. First, it came out he was mistaken as a suspect they was looking for. Then it come out He was the cops seen him driving down the street waving a gun. He have his LTC license. Now it come out about an hour ago that he has Subway in his hand. So people don't understand it. I appreciate it. Uh, I don't agree. First of all, I just brought him up because he been in this civil rights fight for a long time, and I don't agree with everything he's saying, do. But I know he's going to give out some information that can be beneficial to our community. So, but as he get older, at some point he's not going to be able to continue to be out on the front line fighting. That's why we need to start training other people to start becoming civil rights leaders. Now, my pastor is a great one. He's a great one. Here in Dallas, he do a lot of good things here in Dallas with civil rights. He believe in serving the community, uh, and holding elected officials accountable. And that's just like here in Dallas. We have a problem with the city of Dallas have all the dumps in the southern sector of Dallas, and they're on the front line making sure all that toxic is removed from our neighborhoods. Because when you go up to North Dallas or to the rich people area, you won't find no dumps. You won't find a mountain of shingles in the areas. They bring them down south to the southern sector of Dallas, to the poor section of Dallas, or the lower class of Dallas. But you're not going to find that up in Highland Hills, or not Highland Hills, Highland Park, or places like that, Preston Hollow. You won't find things like that up in there. So yeah, it's a difference. So that's the type of leaders we need. Shout out to my pastor, Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, senior pastor of Friendship West Baptist Church. If you never listened to him, Google him. Um, yeah, I don't agree with everything. What's up? That isn't that what Bill? Okay. Uh, I don't. No, 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 no. Actually, what's up is actually that was the guy from Arizona that said the chicken coop. He seen people putting ballots in the chicken coop. Uh, what's up is, I believe he said he's from Philly, if I'm not mistaken. He said Philly, and he's it's a brother. The last guy, I think he was a white guy. I don't know for sure, but he talked about the last guy talked about the chicken coop and passing by the post and seeing a Biden Harris van out there that they was in, and he called the police, and then talking about he seen a person taking a case of ballots out, and it flipped over, and each time he didn't have his phone, and he was the only one around, but he called the police, and they said, "What's wrong with you? Are you smoking?" uh uh Okay. They done so much for poor black people, bring them back to the. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, I guess so. I guess he is. Um, and why Ken Paxton, the gangster we have here in Texas, still trying to file lawsuits to hopefully Trump will win, but it's over. Why waste our tax dollars? It's over. It's a done deal. You can stick a fork in that duck and it's gone. Uh, Say what? Oh my God, y'all need to stop. Black white laws wouldn't shoot him if he was black. Wouldn't shoot who? The guy that was shot holding the Subway sandwich? He was shot and killed by a white officer. Law is supposed to be for everybody, but everybody don't treat the laws the same. When it come down to black folks, it's a different law for us. So it's completely different. Uh, Nick said, "What's up? If Trump would have won the election, I bet you wouldn't be sitting here now saying the election was rigged. You Trump supporter or pathetic, just insane." Yeah. Oh, he's from New York. Oh, he may work for never mind. Kurt doggone with your show, bro. What's up? It's just talking and lying at the same time. Don't waste your time on here. That's why I said it was my last time talking about the video. Because I said last night, if it was anything like I thought it was gonna be, I was gonna be come back and talk about him about it because it's a waste of time. Um, but hey, y'all have been listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm here Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. As always, y'all can always live chat with us during the show. Tomorrow night, we actually gonna have Speak On It with Kurt Dog. Ask Kurt Dog anything. Uh, yeah, we know how that came up last time. Oh, and before I forget, uh, who was that? Uh, who was that? I said I was giving the email to. Um, Here's the email. You can send me an email, and I will respond to it, and I will get it set up. Hopefully, you still on the show. G Money Man. That's the email. Shoot me an email, and we'll set it up and um, get together, see if our dates work, and we'll go from there. As always, radio, I appreciate you for tuning in. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about Ask Kurt Dog. Anything, no matter what you ask, it will be answered. You may not agree with my answer, but it is my answer. So, uh, no, Nick, it's not a waste of time just sitting here talking about a one sided argument. What's the one sided argument? I did what I said I was going to do. I did look it up. I did look it up. What I seen, I don't need to look any further. Um, and it's okay. We can always have different opinion. It's the American way. I just wish everybody understand that. It's okay to agree and not agree. My wife and I, we do it quite a bit. Sometimes she don't agree with me. Sometimes I don't agree with her. But at the end of the day, it ain't nothing but love. Um, um, Once again, some people have to understand that. Some people have to understand that. So, uh, oh, he wasn't on earlier when I said that he lost again. He lost again with Pennsylvania Supreme Court. They rejected the lawsuit, so he lost again. So that's probably the losest president I've seen so far, and it's terrible. So, but other than that, I really appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Hopefully, y'all will join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Ask Kurt Dog anything, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Um, G Money Man, shoot me the email, and we'll set that up and go from there. Oh, that's the wrong one. We'll go from there and set the show up. So until tomorrow night, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Um, Uh, appreciate you too. Bro, get us to 4 years of Biden. Yeah, I'm hoping we last 4 years. You never know, but uh, after Biden, I say if somebody's looking at running independent, this is when you need to start campaigning. Don't wait until 2 months before. Start campaigning now. Um, Always good, Kurt. Until we talk again, blessing to you, Nick, and I know Trump out. Great hand clap. Hey, I appreciate it. Until tomorrow night, I love each and every one of you. It's not a damn thing you can do about it. So join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m.